Today we are making this camera color picker. We are going to use JavaScript to display a user's camera on the screen, and then when I click on capture color, for example, I can have a sample for my face. This is the sample color and this is the HEX color that's been captured. You can use something like this to draw inspirations for your logo or your marketing campaign from the colors in the environment, or to match your clothes or furniture, or simply to find out how gray is your hair. If you want to find out how gray is my hair, stick with me by the end of this video. Hi guys, welcome back. Now let's start with our project. I have my HTML and CSS done. So basically I have one video container that contains a video HTML element. This is the element we will use to display our camera, our live stream. And what's important are two attributes. One is autoplay. Without it, your video will not start. And this place inline is important for the mobiles because they tend to put your video on the full screen. So this will ensure that our UI doesn't break. So we have our video here inside our container. Below that I have the color box div with the circle for the sample and actual text of the hex color, and finally button to capture the colors. Okay, let's jump over to our JavaScript where I basically selected all I need from the DOM. This is where we will start. Okay, so let's start building our project. Let's first make sure to have our live camera on our screen. Okay, to achieve that, I will create a function called, let's say, start camera. Okay, and now I will access Media Devices API that will give me the access to my device camera. So I will say navigator.media devices, and I want a getUserMedia method. This method will ask my user to give me the permission to use their camera and microphone also. So inside this method, I will make a configuration object, and I will configure that I want only video, not audio. So I will say video, and here I will define the facing mode of my video, which will be environment. That means that I want to use the back camera of my device that will record the environment and not the selfie camera on my device. Okay, so I will say facing mode environment. Now this will return a promise, so I will have to make this function async, and I need to await this. And I will store this in a constant called a stream. Okay, and now all I have to do is to, underneath this, I need to put the source of my video to that stream. So I will say a video dot. Now I will not be using source, but I will be using source object. This is used when I want to have the live stream, not only the static MP4, for example, video. So I will say my video source object equals my stream. Okay, now if I save this, we should be able to see our live stream here. It will appear as a source of our video. Okay, I've saved this. Okay. If I only call the function, so I need to call the function, of course, start camera. Okay, if I save this now, as you can see, it will ask me to allow access for the first time. I will allow access. Okay, I think the problem is that my recording device is already using my camera, so now I will switch that camera off. And now it's working. Hello, Big Me appeared on the screen. Okay, so you can see how simple, very simple it is to access your camera on your device. Now we do have our facing mode environment and my camera is recording me. Why is that, you asking? Because simply my laptop has only one camera. I don't have the camera on the back on my laptop, so that's why it will try to access the back camera, and if it's not possible, it will give me my front camera. Okay, awesome. Now we only have to make sure to capture the color in the center of my stream. For example, the color of my nose. And when we click here, I have the hex color code here. But we cannot do that directly on our live stream. Instead, we will do something else. We will create an HTML canvas element, invisible canvas, and basically I will screenshot my live stream and draw it to that canvas, and from that canvas we will get the color of 1 pixel in the middle we want. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. For that I will create an invisible canvas and I will do that above my async function. So I will say const canvas. It will be a document, create element, and of course I want canvas. Okay, I just realized my hair is messy. Sorry about that. Okay, now if you ever worked with canvas, you know that you have to have a context. So I will have constant ctx, and it will be my canvas that get context, and of course I want 2D to be my context, to not 3D but 2D. Okay, now I created an invisible canvas, and now I want to make sure that this canvas is exactly the same width and height of my camera, of my video. But the problem is that I have my video inside this async function, so I need to make sure that the video is fully loaded, otherwise I will not have the width and the height of the video will be 0, so I need to do that inside this async function. So I will say canvas.width will be equals to video.video width. Okay, and I will also do that for the height. It will be video height. But as I said, I need to make sure that my video is fully loaded before I do that. So I will say, I will add event listener to my video, and I will listen for loaded data. And when the data is loaded, I will make a function. Oops. And I will put this inside the body of that function. Just like that. Okay, now we are ready to start capturing the color. So for that, I will create a function. This one doesn't have to be async. It will be function capture color. And what do I want to do with this function? First, I want to draw image on my canvas, and that image will be taken from my live stream here. So I will say my context dot draw image. I will use draw image method. As you can see, I have the source of that image, and then I need to put the coordinates and the width and the height of the image. So my source will be the video, and then for the coordinates I will start at 0, 0, and I want to go canvas width and canvas height. Okay, so this will basically make a screenshot of my live video and put it on the canvas. Now I only need to take care of the pixel, one pixel in the middle of that image. So I will create a const pixel, and it will be again my context, and I will use the method getImageData. Now I want my pixel to be in the middle of the screen, so as the first X coordinate of my for my image data, I will put canvas.width/2, so it will give me exactly the half of my width. And for the second, I will do the same with the height, canvas.height/2, and then I want that pixel to be size 1 by 1, so I will say 1 and 1. Okay, now let's save all of that, and let's in fact console log the pixel so you can see what we get from our canvas. And of course I will bind this to the capture color button. I will add event listener. Of course, I will need a click. When the click occurs, I want to call my capture color function. Alrighty, let's save that. Okay, so now when I click on this button and when I open my console, okay, so you can see we have the image data, width and height 1, and of course, I'm interested in this data, so in fact I will do that here. I will say that data inside my pixel. So now if I save, and now you can see we have the array and we have 4 elements. The first is the red color, the second is the green, and the third is the blue RGB channels. And this one is for the opacity. We are not interested in this one. So we cannot, unfortunately, we cannot get the HEX code, but that's not a problem. We will work around. We will make a helper function to get that HEX code. As you could see, we have all of our RGB colors, so we will use that information. So I will get rid of this console log, and I will define a new constant called HEX. And to get the HEX, I will create a helper function. Let's call it RGB to HEX. And to that function, as an argument, I will pass those elements in that array you just saw. So it will be pixel. First it will be red channel, and so I will say pixel index 0, and then as the second will be pixel index 1, and finally as a third it will be pixel index 2. I'm not interested in the alpha, so that will be my HEX. Now I only need to create this helper function. Let's do that above. It really doesn't matter, but I like to do it above the function that is using it. So I will say my function RGB to HEX, and of course it has arguments RG and B. This function needs to return what? First, to be a valid HEX color, it needs to have this HEX symbol, and then plus I will say now I will need to transfer these values from 0 to 255 into HEX values. So I will create an array from my arguments, from my R, G and B, and then I will map through that array. So I will say for each, for example, color, I want to return what? I want to transfer that color to hexadecimal string. So I will say to string, and here I will say 16. That will, not 160, but 16. That will transfer numeric value to the hexadecimal value. Now I need to make sure that my hexadecimals have 2 digits. For example, if this is 0, it will be only 1 0. And for my hex color, I need them to be 2. So I will say pad start. So the length will be 2 and the character I want to insert is 0. Alrighty, so that concludes our mapping. And now I only need to join this again to a single string. So I will say that join, and I will join it. And finally, I will do to uppercase. I mean, I don't need to do that necessarily, but it's just a cleaner way to do that. Okay, let's save all of that, and in fact let's now console log the hex values to see what have we done. So I will console log my hex, open the console. Okay, now if I click capture color, as you can see I have my hex color, my function is working. Let's try to get another color. Okay, I have some warning. I don't have a clue what's going on here, but I will find out. It's important that as you can see, my function is working. I get different hex colors here. Alrighty, now we have the easier part to do. Just we need to put that hex as a background color of this circle and to display it here. And I find it very cool to put it also on the body. So let's do that. Okay, but before we do that, I found out what was the deal with this ferning. I did some research and find out that it's something that the browser is telling me. And to prevent that is here inside the context, we need to configure that basically to tell the browser that we will frequently capture these colors. Will read frequently and put its value to true. That should prevent that warning. Okay, let's try it out. Let's save this. Okay, now let's open up our console and let's try again to capture the color. As you can see, now the warning is gone, and honestly I had no clue about this attribute the first time I see it, so you learn something new every day. That's the value of making these videos and these tutorials. I'm hoping that you learn something watching this, but also I learned something doing this, so win-win. And if you feel like learning something, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. So as I said, we have the easiest job to do now. We got our hex color, so I will put it into the, let's see how I called my constant. Okay, so it will be hex text. I will put the text content of that to my hex constant, and then I will have my color circle. I will put a background color. No, I need style, that background color. I will put also that to hex, and as I said, it's cool, we will put the background color of the body also to this. Let me copy this down. So here I will say document.body, and I'll also put the style to the value of my hex. Okay, if we save all of that, let's test it out. This is the moment of truth. Let's take the color for my forehead, and if I capture the color, you can see this is the sample color and this is the value of this hex. If I try to take my sunglasses, okay, it's a bit darker. Let's try my sweater. I have some yellowish color now, and the moment of truth, the moment I promised you. Let's try my hair. Oh, still black. I think I have some gray parts here. Oh, this one is pretty gray. Okay, as you saw, it's a very cool and fun project. It's basically a bridge between the real world and the digital world. You can play around with that and customize it to your need. Let me put some white for my background. That's it. Alrighty, I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I wish you a great day, goodbye, and lots of love.